Who wants to be Michael Jordan? We just talked about Anthony Edwards, who is being associated with Michael Jordan. How about Jalen Brunson potentially raising his hand in Madison Square Garden? How about Jalen Brunson with another 40-piece for the New York Knickerbockers?
No big deal.
last night. How about them apples for him? And let me make sure I get this right. 21 in the fourth quarter. 21 of his 43 in the fourth quarter. And that gives him not one, not two, not three, but 4 consecutive 40-point games in the playoffs. And you know how I keep saying how I never thought there'd be another Knick who makes me feel like the Knicks, like Bernard King did. And that is not a slight on Patrick Ewing.
Kind of sounds like
No, let me explain myself here, because there's a lot of Ewing slander that's happening right now. So much so to the point where even Brockman has a problem with
even
it.
I was like, whoa,
I know.
calm down?
So when Bernard King was doing Bernard King things, I was a teenager. I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Jalen Brunson makes me feel like a teenager, like a kid again. So Ewing, I was a GAM, a grown-ass man.
It's a different feeling.
It's a different feeling.
Yeah.
A different feeling. And the last Knick to score 40 points in a playoff game 4 straight times is named Bernard King. The last individual to do it, period. 40-point games 4 straight times in the playoffs is named Michael Jordan. Who wants to be Michael Jordan? Jalen Brunson's like, I'll do it.
The record is 6 in a row by Jerry West.
Yeah,
so you're either the logo, the greatest player ever, or the greatest Knick ever.
What?
Take your pick.
A time to have the Larry O'Brien trophy on the desk.
It's incredible.
To talk about this stuff. Right?
It's wild, man. It's wild. By the way, and in the other game, Brunson only had 39. So he's kind of on one.
Killing it. And what a dynamite playoff basketball game that was in Madison Square Garden last night. This thing is going to go deep. It's going to go deeper than the Knicks series with the Sixers, I believe, which means 7.
Feels like, I mean, it's a pace that Indiana wants to play.
Certainly if the Knicks are playing just 7 people.
Sort of. I mean,
honestly, Precious Achiuwa played 4 minutes last night as the 8th man in for the Knicks. It looks like a 6.5-man rotation, all due respect to Deuce McBride, because he's not going to get on the court with the way Brunson is lighting it up. And then Josh Hart. My God, Josh Hart, have a playoffs. You said before the show, ask the question you asked before the show to all of us here.
When did Josh Hart turn into Dennis Rodman?
Bingo. With, by the way, a lot more scoring ability, with all due respect to Rodman.
I said he looks like prime Barkley. Like, you look at Barkley's MVP season, that's what Josh Hart's been doing this playoffs. With the scoring and the rebounding. Oh, by the way, he had 8 assists last night.
He almost had a triple-double. And the big Ragu, DiVincenzo, with the big 3.
Did it again, man.
To put him in front. And the Nova Knicks. The Nova Knicks are for real. For real. And this is what Brunson had to say last night. Typical of him. He talked about teamwork.
I don't know. We just find a way. No matter what it is, we just give each other confidence to make sure we can get the job done. So it's nothing in particular. It's just a group of guys that we have. We all just give each other confidence and move forward together.
All right. Who wants to be Michael Jordan? Not Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
by the way, I'm
want to be him
signed for that.
No,
too.
I know that. I know that.
Killmonger, you feel me?
By the way, I'm rewatching The Wire. It's great to see him as a kid killing it in acting.
Right? It's weird to go back and he's like, wow, he's 12.
I know. Who wants to be Michael Jordan? And again, even if either one of these two guys lifts this beautiful piece of Tiffany hardware to my right, they'll still be 5 shy of matching Michael. And obviously they're ascending in their careers. One being a superstar that many first overall picks in a draft don't, right? Correct?
A lot of misses at number 1 overall.
And not this kid, pal. Right? And then you got a guy who everybody in New York City is like, really? We're going to give him all this money? This is the big free agent ad when Knicks fans are all waiting for the big star to say, I'll come back to New York, or I'll come to New York and put the Knicks back on a pedestal. I'll be the one to lead the way when nobody's coming because nobody saw anything there. I mean, Durant played for the Nets. I cannot tell everybody enough what an absolute wake-up call, smell the coffee for a New York sports fan, a New York Knicks fan sitting there in Manhattan or wherever they are in the 5 boroughs and have truly one of the greats of all time, and certainly at the time, prime of his career, decide, I will play for the Nets. With all due respect to Kyrie saying he dreamt of it while watching Drazen light it up in Brendan Byrne Arena, whatever. Listen, when he goes to the Nets, it's just like, who's coming? Will anybody ever come? Would LeBron dare to do it? And Brunson's like, I'll do it. And he's a superstar. When he comes to New York, and so many guys also flop when they get a 9-figure contract and go to New York City and nobody expects anything of him and what he's turned himself into. And now you're already hearing what Devin Booker wants a piece. Maybe Durant wants a piece.
Yeah, because the Knicks are good and they want to ride coattails.
Maybe. That's fine with me, buddy.
Also, Brunson's contract is now the biggest bargain in sports.
Maybe so.
Here's a question. Does he try to renegotiate for a little bit more scratch?
Hey. You just stick with figuring out who's coming to the Philadelphia 76ers.
Look, I got all summer for that guy.
Okay.
I got all summer.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.